My name's Rob Yarbrough. I own Westview Painting here in Casper, Wyoming, as well as Laramie, Wyoming, and Rapid City, South Dakota. We started business in 2018, kind of part-time as summertime college painters. And then in 2020 is when we went full-time. We expanded into our second location. The problem we were having was we were having low productivity. We were going over budget on most of our projects. We were trying to bring in a revenue per hour of about 65, and we just couldn't crack 50. We were always below $50 an hour at the end of every year. And so we've thought of a piece rate sort of model that we tried implementing ourselves as a bonus. But the problem with that was it was just difficult to track. Our admin staff were having to do a lot of manual entry. And then I felt that it wasn't very accurate either. So I was concerned about the accuracy of it. So when Protiv came along, it was a no-brainer for us to sign up. It was super easy to onboard, super easy to get going, connects well with QuickBooks Time, which is what we were using for our time tracking software. And then to introduce it to our team, it made sense to them right away. They knew exactly what they needed to do. It was almost overnight. Within a week or two, we went from our first 4 jobs that we did. I think we went above $70 an hour in revenue per hour, which we weren't even expecting to do until this summer. So what we're seeing with our crew now is there's a sense of ownership in the project itself. Before, it felt very much like our painters were just showing up to work. Right. They were showing up to do a job. They didn't really care how quickly it got done. They had a sense of pride in quality. So they were concerned about that. But whether it got done today, tomorrow, or Friday, it didn't really matter to them. And so now what we're seeing is they are reviewing projects at the end, during the end of every day, during the project. Hey, what's going well? What's not going well? What do we need to change to speed this up? And then even jobs that they beat budget on, they're still talking to each other like, hey, this still didn't go well. I know we beat it by 20 hours, but we could have beaten it by 25. Had we not have messed up here and had our paint ready to go instead of, having to run back to the shop. So it's really cool to see just that ownership in every project. It challenges them a little more because now they, instead of top-down leadership where I'm managing or telling them that they need to improve their system so that the painters can paint faster, they're now feeling it from the bottom, the pressure from the bottom. The painters is saying, hey, I need our stuff ready sooner. I need to know about this next project 2 days before, not the day of, because now the job lead wants to plan for it so that he or she can ensure that it beats budget. And so they're feeling pressure from both the top and the bottom to have their act together. But at the same time, they're loving it because it's actually freed up a lot of their time. Before it was, they would get called to handle mistakes or to fix things. And now they're, the painters are, like I said, the whole ownership is just really trickled down, and their production managers aren't needing to put out a lot of little fires that we were in the past. I feel like Protiv is going to be with us for the rest of our time as Westview. It's one of those things I cannot see the reason why we would ever drop it. We use it in recruiting. We talk about how, as a company, we can proudly state that, look, if you do well, you do better than what we're expecting, you're going to see a compensation increase because of it. And not just a foreseeable promise of a raise a year or two down the road. It's immediate, right? You do well starting tomorrow, you're going to see a higher pay than what we're talking about right now. So as far as hiring and recruiting, it's forefront in what we talk about in the interview process. We're excited to use Protiv as a means of leadership board, see who's really ranking on saving hours for the company, doing other types of incentive programs from awards and whatnot. And just really taking pride in the work that our painters do and recognizing that through Protiv.